The stories that have been breaking while you've been at work. This is the Larry O'Connor Show.
Ann Coulter joins us. Her new book, Resistance is Futile, comes out in August. But before you read that, if you're hankering for an Ann Coulter book, get yourself Adios America. It's very important to read. It explains exactly how we got here with this immigration mess, illegal immigration mess in our country, and immigration mess, by the way. Ann, yesterday I told a heartwarming story about a Dallas man who was arrested because he was caught with his 15-year-old girlfriend. He was 24. He said, "Oh, don't worry, officer," through a translator. "She's going to be 16 soon." She had an open container in the car. He had a bag of weed. You had to search in vain, but finally you found in a third write-up that he was, in fact, in the country illegally. Ann, where's my wall?
I couldn't agree more. Who knew what a complicated engineering feat a wall is? Incidentally, during the commercial break, I posted my column, so I can tell you about it.
Oh, good.
And I think because it's related to the wall, which is, I think the only way we're finally going to get something done on the invasion on our southern border, leading to thousands and over time, millions of Americans dying. I mean, from the heroin overdoses alone, it's tens of thousands of Americans every year, more than were killed in the Vietnam War. And as Sam Quinones points out, the LA Times reporter, in his magnificent book, Dreamland, about 90% of the heroin is brought in from Mexico. In any event, what Trump needs to say to Putin is, you got to come forward and admit that the illegal immigration problem is all you're doing. You have a vast network of KGB spies, and they're working to transfer Latin Americans up to United States checkpoints, work them through so that you can damage America, destroying our social safety net, driving down wages, killing, raping, molesting Americans. And if Putin would take responsibility for it, we might finally get something done.
Well, they do seem concerned about meddling in our elections, so how about all the non-citizens and illegal immigrants that are crossing the border to vote?
I saw
Putin's doing that, too.
I saw something hilarious last night on a brief break from my favorite news channel, MSNBC. I went over to CNN, and Don Lemon played a clip of Tucker Carlson making that exact point and saying, comparing the country of Russia to the country of Mexico. He said Mexico. He said the country, Mexico. How about how much Mexico is affecting our interfering with democracy, with so many of their citizens voting in our elections, for example. Don Lemon played that clip and then says, so Tucker doesn't want Hispanics voting in America.
You got to be Don Lemon to connect those dots, Ann Coulter. But we need him. We need him on that wall, if there was a wall. All right, Ann. Well, I'm starting to give up hope on the wall.
I don't think so. We just got to keep the pressure on. I mean, I just wish Trump would, in addition to hiring people who supported him, which would be something so wild and new for the White House, I just wish he would realize the reason he was invulnerable. Many would say that he did not come from a traditional background to run for president. He did not do the traditional things that presidential candidates do. He said some things, in fact many things, probably once a day, that would destroy anyone else's campaign. And yet he ended up getting more votes in the Republican primary than any other candidate in history. He won the election in a stunning upset, contrary to all the polling models. And he could do that because of the chant that was heard repeatedly at every single rally. It's about the wall. There's a reason we wanted a wall. Maybe he didn't know why we wanted the wall so much, but what's going on the border right now with, the children. Did you see that all the parents are all leaving their children behind?
Yeah. Hundreds of them left them behind. And, of course, they'll come back once the kids get DACA coverage and get their citizenship. Yeah, no, I know.
Right. Oh, don't separate them. We didn't want to have to go through this crisis, every 2 months. That's why we wanted a wall. Because all we need is one president, whether it's Trump or somebody else, saying, "Oh, the children, yes, we have to let them," and it's over. It's exactly what Bush said about terrorism. We have to be right every time. They only have to be right once. They get amnesty one time. They get one time to just pour in across the border, and it's over, and there's nothing we can do. That's why we wanted a wall, so that we can finally rest and get back to our lives.
We got to leave it there. And Coulter, looking forward to the new book next month, Resistance is Futile. By the way, if John Kelly does resign, how about Stephen Miller for White House Chief of Staff? You on board with that?
I kind of want him to keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I want Hope Hicks.
Oh, bring Hope back.
Yeah.
Keep hope alive. Thank you, Ann.
He was fabulous.
Always good to talk to you. Sadly, we have to leave it there. It's 5:26. That means we are overdue for Matt DeFazio in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.